Good morning. This is John Sakowitz and Jay Johnson with The Truth About Money here at KZYX. We've got a great show planned for you today. We've got Dr. Claudia Fagan, who is the past president of Physicians for a National Health Program. We'll be talking to her live from Denver, where she's just been attending the Democratic National Convention all week. We have the special honor of having Dr. Miller, who, as many of you listeners know, is the host of Body, Mind, Health, and Politics here at KZYX, and he'll be joining us as the third co-host for the show. Good morning, Jay. How are you?
Hey, John. How you doing?
Anything you want to get off your chest this morning?
Oh, gosh. How about the Obama speech last night?
All right.
It was pretty rousing, wouldn't you say?
It was rousing. We'll get to that with Dr. Fagan, of course. I really liked Al Gore's speech, and I liked Susan Eisenhower's speech.
Yeah.
Susan Eisenhower is a Republican voting for Obama, and I thought she was very compelling.
And the one quote that I love is I was watching, and you see this guy named Barney Smith up there, right? Some guy from Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
who's just kind of a real standard, straightforward Midwestern type. It kind of reminded me of Hank Hill from King of the Hill, but he's talking, and his end quote is, Obama's for people like me, Barney Smith, not for people like Smith Barney.
Talk about a soundbite.
Yeah.
All right, let's get our chit chat out of the way, and also a little bit of a market recap. Wanted to send got an interesting email from my dad of all people this morning at the station. Incidentally, you listeners can email questions to us at dj@kzyx.org, dj@kzyx.org. Once again, we can't take your phone calls live on the air because we're broadcasting from a remote studio here at UkiahValley.tv in Ukiah. Incidentally, this show is archived on UkiahValley.tv, and Jay said something like you got 130,000 hits last month?
Yep, I'm doing 130,000 hits and doing more this month.
So as big as our audience is, or as small as it is, depending on KZYX, we have legs, as they say in the media, as they say in Hollywood. So you can also find us at UkiahValley.tv. Just wanted to read my dad's email because I don't like to play politics on this show, and I think it goes right to that. And this is a very short email from my dad. My web TV, these are two old people who live in Venice, Florida.
My grandpa has one of those, too. Yeah.
And the joke about Venice, Jay, is that old people will go to Florida to live, and their parents go to Venice. My web TV cannot get sound. Wish I could hear your show. Maybe you'll become another Rush Limbaugh. Good luck. Billy, that's my brother Billy, who incidentally is a hospital administrator in Princeton, New Jersey. Billy tells us you're very good on the air. Just don't become a flaming liberal. I love that. All right. So, in that vein, we'll be talking about the campaign during this campaign season, of course. And I think I mentioned in the last show that I've met John McCain. I like John McCain. I thought what he did last night in acknowledging the fact that Obama was nominated on the anniversary of the I Have a Dream speech was very classy. He, was I've heard friends say, wow, that was so devious. It was so calculated. I think John McCain personally is just a good guy. And we talked last week about his captors, his former guards at the Hanoi Hilton are his biggest fans in this election campaign. These, the former warden at the Hanoi Hilton takes envelopes, rips them up into little pieces of paper, put McCain's name on it, and he pretends he's stuffing a ballot box. They want him to win this election so bad. And the reason why they want him to win the election is because, except being communists in name only, the Vietnamese are probably the most capitalist system on the face of the earth right now. They had a trade surplus of some $18 billion last year. They just want to catch up with the rest of the world. And I think that goes, we talk about the truth about money on this show, that so many wars are fought not for ideology, as we're told, but they're fought for business. It's all about money. The Vietnam War, I don't think, was about ideology. I don't think that there was a domino effect in Southeast Asia. It was, as President Eisenhower warned in his last speech, which of course is featured in the Fog of War documentary, Academy Award-winning film. The war was about keeping the war machine in business. The defense industry is the #1 business in the United States, and they always have to be fighting a war somewhere or else they're going to go out of business. So I think that was the real purpose of the Vietnam War, the real motive. John McCain's captors it doesn't come any surprise to me that John McCain's captors in North Vietnam are now his biggest supporters. It wasn't about ideology. It wasn't about communism. They're probably more free market capitalists than he is right now. So, again, here in Iraq, we have the same thing, deja vu all over again. It's not about ideology. I don't think it's about terrorism. It's about oil.
And lately it's been about the pipeline right-of-ways, basically, is what it boils down to.
Exactly. And we certainly had a great show about that last week. Michael Clare, wonderful guest, did the documentary Blood and Oil. And Francis Boyle, who's an international law professor at the University of Illinois in Urbana. Just a little bit of a market recap. We do that every week. Dollar has enjoyed a nice little rebound in the last month or two after hitting a low of $1.60 versus the euro earlier this year. It's rebounded to about $1.40. That's a 20-cent move. That's pretty big. I'm looking at my trading